Hi, I'm Ray Youssef, CEO and co-founder of Paxful. I'm an immigrant from Egypt to New York, and I learned how to build cool things. And when I discovered Bitcoin, I found we could build the coolest thing of all, which is a way to give people in the world access to a truly free market for money, meaning that everyone is on an equal playing field. Whether you're a day laborer or a billionaire, a dentist or a taxi driver, we can all access the money system, because when you can access money, that creates wealth, opportunity, and we're going to start it with education. We are here to educate and we are here to learn. I've enjoyed every moment I spent in El Salvador. You're an awesome people with a beautiful energy. I can't wait to see what we build together.
So, Paxful has done lots of workshops to educate Salvadorans on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. You've said it yourself now, education is fundamental. How important would you feel that it is for Salvadorans to really get educated, to understand and to use Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general?
I can only share my story. I was without a home in New York about 7.5 years ago with my co-founder. And that was a very hard time for us, but when I discovered Bitcoin and had a relationship with God, of course, a miracle occurred in my life. And here I am, CEO of a company of over 400 people around the world that are making real impact. That's what Bitcoin did for me. It introduced me to a world of opportunity, and it showed me a path to build, not just for enriching myself, but to enrich everyone around us. We can all win at the same time. Education is a big part of that, guys, which is why we just opened up Casa de Bitcoin. This is a training, educational center for anyone to come in. It's really a home for everyone that wants to improve their lot in life. It doesn't matter if you're a dentist, if you're a mover, whatever you do, young or old, come there. We will spend time with you one-on-one, mano-a-mano, and teach you what Bitcoin can do for you, how you can make money with it, how you can save with it, how you can solve every financial problem you had and solve more you didn't even know you had. That's what opportunity sounds like. So come to El Casa de Bitcoin, meet our team, and you'll understand what this is truly all about. It's not about Chivo wallet. Bitcoin is different from Chivo wallet. You can use any wallet with Bitcoin. Bitcoin is an idea created 13 years ago, and it's turned into a community and a deep revolution. And it's helping people in Africa, in Southeast Asia, and it's helping people in Latin America too. And I believe that El Salvador is taking this step forward ahead of everyone else, and Savior, can be that indeed for the world, and a shining example of how fast a people can move upwards. With Dubai, Latin America, Switzerland too, maybe. It all happen together, and it can happen a lot faster than we think, but education must come first. It begins and ends with it. I'm happy to say the El Salvadorian people are very smart and they're very hungry to learn, so I think this is going to go very well. I'll see you at El Casa de Bitcoin.
Does Paxful plan to open any more Casa de Bitcoin in El Salvador?
Certainly, there's a lot of regions here like San Miguel, La Paz. There's a lot of entrepreneurs and builders, and there's a lot of need for education as well, so I think it's a great idea. We've opened up such a center in Africa, and we want to open them up in every city in the world, right? This is how we're going to grow. So I think it's a great idea. Who's going to be next, huh?
Now that you mentioned Africa, there's this program called Building with Bitcoin. Are you guys, or do you have plans to implement Building with Bitcoin here, in the sense that you would build houses with the money from Bitcoin?
Absolutely. In fact, when I landed here last Thursday night, we went straight to this island, Tasajera Island, and we actually helped build the school was already there, the structure. We cleaned it up, we helped paint it, we donated cell phones and laptops. I still have paint on my hands here from that. It was fun, but we always lead with giving. That's one of our values in this company. And we're always boots on the ground, meaning we're with the people everywhere. We don't do our jobs from a desk. We do it mano a mano with the people, understanding their needs and showing them ways they can solve all their problems easier and just create wealth for themselves. That's what Paxful does. So Built with Bitcoin is something that started 5 years ago. And it all started really when I rebuilt, I opened up the first school in New Orleans. I was just helping these 5 nuns that I met. And the whole city was shut down, and they knew the police and fire department couldn't come back in unless there was a school there. So we built a school, rebuilt the schools in New Orleans Cathedral Academy. It was such a big event in my life, as far as personal story, but we helped the whole city open up again. That's the power of education. It's so integral to family, and family's integral to a whole community, right? So Built with Bitcoin is our effort to build 100 schools across Africa and the emerging world, Latin America, Southeast Asia, everywhere. And we always lead with that. Built with Bitcoin is different from any other non-for-profit. We consider ourselves champions, advocates for social good. Bitcoin is building education, building communities. It's not a Ponzi. You don't use it to buy weed. It's something that is helping real people, making real impact in the world right now. And that could not have happened unless Bitcoin was here. And we're just getting started. Lead with that.
Where have you seen here in El Salvador the most impactful use of Bitcoin? I mean, what has impacted you more about the use of Bitcoin here in El Salvador?
Well, it was real nice when we were going to this convenience store, drive up there and see a huge sign, La Aceptamos Bitcoin. The owner of this store was a guy named Miguel, young guy, and he started accepting Bitcoin in September. And he saved his Bitcoin that he accepted, and now he's up at least 3x, I think, which is nice. He's wealthier, he supports Bitcoin. And when I meet someone like that, who's actually bringing it into their life and offering it as a value for everyone around them, to me, that's the most beautiful manifestation of the good that Bitcoin can do, right? And that's a merchant. But what happens when a high school student figures out that they can help send money back home to their family in Venezuela or Colombia or Mexico with Bitcoin, and it's cheaper, it's faster, it adds more value to their lives, that extra $20, $50, $100 they could have used to help their families. That, to me, is when Bitcoin is most powerful and most beautiful, and that's the best way to go about it. Make real people understand what this is used for. Other than that, it would just be people screaming about the price of Bitcoin or the price of their coin or this and that. It's not about that. That's not what's going to get us to 4 billion people uplifted. It's going to be a focus on what Bitcoin can do as a means of exchange. The peoples of Africa have pioneered that, and I believe the people of Latin America can take that to an even higher level. There's some amazing talent here. You guys should be really happy.
You were talking about the most impactful experience you had here in El Salvador, and you mentioned about the people adopting Bitcoin.
Yeah, if you want to know a specific experience, it's the first time I came here. I got off, it was right when the announcement was made. I got on a plane the same night, came to El Zonte, and I met the folks that built Bitcoin Beach Hub. That was an awesome night because I saw the genesis of all this. It was just a bunch of normal people living in the community, and they were just sharing something they loved with their neighbors. Like, hey, I like this thing called Bitcoin. Here's why it's so cool. Here's some Bitcoin for you. Here's how you can use it if you want to make pay. Like, it was just, they had no motive. They weren't here to proselytize or convert anyone. They're just people sharing their humanity and their passions with their neighbors. And that's how things start. Like, that's beautiful. That can kick off the grandest socioeconomic experiment of all time. It's very empowering as a human being to know that what you do on a daily level and the empathy and love that you share with others can actually lead to something this big, and it's just the start of something far bigger than any of us can imagine. Makes me feel awesome to be human. That's quite a bit of impact, I think.
Do you think that big enterprises have adopted Bitcoin as well as people have?
Big enterprises? No. I don't think we should be waiting for the big enterprises to adopt it before we say, oh yeah, we'll get some too, or we'll dive into it too. No, that's a trap. It starts with the people first. The people will make big enterprise adopt it. We have that power. So once they see where everyone's eyeballs are going and everyone's money is going, they're going to come along too. But you can't expect them to be the leaders. The people must lead the way. And now with Bitcoin, we have the chance to move that very fast. Because without Bitcoin, normally it takes a very long time before the big guys will notice and say, okay, we'll give them that because it makes sense. But with Bitcoin, it can go like this. So the feedback loop improves, and that's why things can move even faster right now. Bitcoin really greases those wheels of like the momentum of the will of the people reaching bigger businesses. That's going to go in like warp speed. Bitcoin.
Okay, so the 7th of September this year, Bitcoin was made legal tender here in El Salvador. How do you think El Salvador will be on the 7th of September of 2022, economically speaking?
I think you're going to see a lot more development here. I think all these Bitcoiners they love El Salvador, and they're good people, and they're going to buy homes. They're going to want to build and develop the area around them. It's going to start very naturally like that, but that takes time because that's just one community. The question is, what value will El Salvador have by using Bitcoin that will increase the value and wealth of the entire nation? So some people think perhaps it'll be remittance, maybe it'll be mining. Maybe the government will just acquire so much Bitcoin and the price will skyrocket that they'll decide to give a kind of UBI in Bitcoin to their people and lead the world there as well. There's all these amazing companies that are coming here and building so many things here in El Salvador, but they could also apply to all of Latin America. So I think this time next year, you're going to see El Salvador far more connected to the financial, technological world because of what's happening here. And that's how a place like Switzerland started, right? They started being very useful to people and being kind of oasis for people to do honest transactions, big transactions, and crypto makes that instant and easy. So you could very well have the genesis of a lot of money coming into El Salvador. Now, a lot of money can come in through private bank accounts, but I don't want to talk about that money because that's always happening, and the big guys make their moves before the little guys, and usually the little guys get hurt. But this is going to be different. This is going to be the little guys getting richer and richer, understanding the game more businesses being built, more connections being made, more money flowing through El Salvador. So I think we can see a huge spike in just all the money that's flowing through El Salvador into other parts of Latin America, in crypto and in fiat as well. And I think that might not necessarily show up in the GDP of the country that year, but once the volume and all this business activity happens, it's only a short time before the rest catches up and there's a lot more money available in circulation, right, to put all the young people to work. I think next year we're going to see a very connected El Salvador that has done all the hard work to blast off into the future. And in 3 years, I think 5 years, El Salvador really could be the Dubai and the El Salvador of Latin America. That's a very real thing, but some people have to do the hard work. And this year coming is going to be when all that foundation is going to be built. It's already started with this conference. I've seen at least 5 amazing projects that I want to invest in, that I want these teams to work with. And if you have the talent like this coming into this place, it's going to attract more talent, and that's when real money comes.
Last question, Ray. Is El Salvador the beginning of hyper-Bitcoinization?
I don't really know what hyper-Bitcoinization means, what people think it looks like. Because if you're talking about a world where everyone's paying for their coffee in Lightning, okay, that's nice, that will happen, but that shouldn't be the milestone for success. The real milestone for success is on the ground locally with people, how Bitcoin can help them access things they couldn't, and even bigger than that is the cross-border, right? To get access to liquidity in other parts of the world. Once Bitcoin gets there and everyone understands that Bitcoin is like your alternative to the Swift banking network, meaning it's like a bank that is on 24/7 all the time, you don't need permission to use it, that's going to change the entire world. Because through Bitcoin will come things like access to credit, borrowing and lending that is funded by the people, right? And when you have these people-powered initiatives happening in all these local communities, and can all be connected to each other no matter where they are in the world, then it's game over for poverty at that point. Everything is going to kick off. All of those people connected and sharing their work like that, that is the beginning of a golden age. It truly is. And El Salvador is leading the way. Little El Salvador, the savior, doing big, big things. That's beautiful. very romantic.
Now, do you have any last messages that you would want to give to the Salvadoran people?
Yes. Spend 5 minutes out of each day and have some like Bitcoin time. It's really education in your future and your family's future and your family's legacy. Because I promise you, even like a single minute of time you put into this, giving it your mental energy, your love, it's going to pay back 1,000 times. You're going to be, it's not just money that's going to come back, it's going to be opportunities. You're going to be close to people that are really moving the world. But it starts with education. So I invite everyone here to come to La Casa de Bitcoin. This is our training center right here in San Salvador. And you'll be able to meet people there, and you can come whoever you are, young or old, rich or poor, whatever, part worker, desk jockey, anything. And you'll meet people that can teach you about Bitcoin and can be your friends. Don't be scared. Come on over. Say hi just once. I promise you, it'll be one of the best decisions you've made, one of the best bets you've taken. I was homeless in New York like 7 years ago. Here I am. I have my own company now, and I'm changing the world. Think about how fast your faith could change once God brings opportunities like Bitcoin into your life. Worked for me, guys. It can work for you too. I hope to see you at La Casa de Bitcoin. Peace.